All right, all right. Well, we are about to start and get right into this amazing talk on today. Everybody who's already made it here to the live Q&A, go ahead and leave your name in the comment section below so I can know that you're here. And I hope you came ready with some questions that you have, but I have some as well that I'll be flowing out there so we can all chime in and all that great stuff. So, shout out to all you guys for actually taking the time to start so that you can pivot the way that you need to in this year of 2021. So, what everyone should have gotten thus far is everybody should have gotten the video that talks about overcoming fear and changing mindset. Hi, Beverly. Welcome, welcome. So, that video was sent to you guys, especially because you guys are the ones that took the time to invest in this event, and I'm excited. Cannot wait to hear what you're expecting to get out of this event, and just kind of know how I can best serve you in this. So we're going to get started. It's about 5:01 now, so I know people are going to start jumping on in a few. But what you can do is if there was any specific questions that you did have, you can post those in the comments below. And what these sessions at 5 p.m., I'll be going live at 5 p.m. pretty much every day of the challenge, just so that you guys can ask me questions. I know we're going to be doing a few tasks within the group so that you guys can get that video or videos, whichever one you want to do, on the ball so that you can have those, whether it's for your ministry or your business. But what you can do right now while you're on here, just kind of outside of putting your name, is just say what you're looking to get out of this particular program or challenge, so that I can know that as well. But really quick, what I want to go over is what is going to be happening during this event, during this time. So, and I'm going to be sharing my screen a little bit. Let me get that up really quick. Okay. So today we're going to have a lot of Q&A, and every day at 5 p.m. And then tomorrow you guys actually have a task that you get to work on. And like I told several of you, this will be open until the 11th, just so that you can have the time you need to kind of get at it. But the second day, you're going to have your first task, which is creating a video. And don't worry, I'm going to post about this so that you have it down and you don't have to remember this all. But you're going to have a video that you make where you introduce yourself. And I actually give you a 4-line bullet intro. And this intro, actually, you want to save it, the little script that I'm creating, because this is something that you can use not only for your own videos, but you can also use this if you're joining other Facebook groups or any kind of groups on social media to introduce yourself. This is a great way to do it. What most people do when they go to groups on social media is they begin to post things. But the actual proper way to introduce yourself in a group on social media is to have your own particular post where you thank, of course, the admins that are part of the group. And then you do this 4-line bullet that I'm going to go over on tomorrow. But tomorrow, also look out in your inbox, because you'll be getting another piece of information. So before you can even make a video, we got to go over a couple things, because there's no point in making a video if you don't know what you're making it for or about. So yeah. All right, so let's jump into this, and I'm going to share my screen. And any questions, like I said, that you may be having. I know this, for some of us in this group, it could be your very first time of creating any kind of video, and that could be very scary because you could be having tons of questions in your head. I know I did. And matter of fact, I didn't create video for a long time just because I was afraid to. So we want to definitely get over that. So you want to take a look at the video that I sent you today in your email, in your Gmail email, so that you can learn how to overcome fear and start and do that. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and make sure you post any questions you have in the comments below, and I'll be checking those out. All right, let me screen share. And I'll make sure I have the correct view here because I want to make sure you guys can see this very well. There we go. Let me move this little banner here. All right. So let's have some questions here. I want you to throw out your own questions that you are having, but also I came prepared with some questions that I thought about when I was starting to create video, and these are things that kind of came to me. And we're going to talk about a lot of these things. So here it is, what you may be asking when you're doing it DIY, which just means doing it yourself. Video, nobody else is doing it, but you're doing it for you. All right. So, all right. Here's a list of questions that I have. As I'm asking these questions, please feel free to chime in with any questions that you may particularly have yourself, and we can get those answered as well. So the first thing before I even start creating a video is I have to determine, where will I shoot this video? Am I going to be shooting this video a place in my home? Is my home not ready for video right now? And maybe I need to take an extra step and maybe find a blank wall in my home. That way it looks as if I have a clear, clean background. Or am I going to take even more of a step? Which you don't have to do this, but some people do, like myself. I'm in the middle of actually moving. Some of you that know me in the group know that. So I actually took on the task of getting a green screen, which I'll post in the group if you don't have a green screen, where you can get that from. So you don't have to do that, but you can just find a nice, clear, blank wall, or if you have like a bookcase in your house where you can actually shoot the video, and that way it has a nice, clear presence, an aesthetic look, because that does matter. And before you even get on camera, the first thing that you need to do is you need to get one of these hats. If you see this hat that I have, it says John, and then a jacket. No, I'm just playing. You don't have to get no hat. But you want to get together whatever the look is that you want for a particular video. Definitely. All right. So the next question that I had for myself was, once I determined where I was going to shoot the video, I wanted to know, how should I prepare for a video? And I know you might be asking yourself, prepare for a video? Yeah, prepare for a video. Because you know why? Because I was scared. I was scared. I was asking these questions about if people would like it, if they wouldn't. I really didn't know. And so I was really scared. So I had to prepare for the video. And actually, I have a video that's going to be coming out a couple days after that I sent to you that tells you how to prepare for a video. It's going to tell you everything from how to shoot the video. It's going to tell you what to do to get ready for a video, all of these types of things. All right. Now, the third question that I asked myself when I was getting ready to make a video was, what is the purpose of this video? We're not shooting videos for no reason. We're not bored. We're not up here just to create stuff and not to do anything. Are you, what is that? That's something you can put in the comments right now. What is, if you know this answer, what is the purpose of you creating a video? Are you doing it for fun? Are you trying to drive more business to a business that maybe you have right now that is pivoting? Are you trying to increase your ministry group? Like, what are you trying to do? Go ahead and put that in the comments now, so I can see that of what you're actually trying to do in this video, so I can kind of know. Okay. So I'm looking at some of the questions that you guys are posting. I'll read some off before I get to the next ones. Let me see. Beverly asked how to add words and symbols on your video. Awesome. All right. So I'm writing these things down because as we get to a little bit near the end of the challenge, there's a couple things we have to do before the actual challenge starts. But as we get to the end of the challenge, I'm going to share some secrets, some little secrets and things that I do that are really simple that you can do on your own. All right, so add words and symbols. All right, let me see what else. And this helps me because I want to make sure I'm helping you guys. All right. Now I have Esther that says, do I create a video for Facebook and YouTube the same way? Great question. All right. So there are some things on Facebook that is not allowed on YouTube and vice versa. So for instance, YouTube is not censored as much, but Facebook is. So if you are doing a video from your personal profile and you're trying to sell something, Facebook won't post your video as visible. But if you are doing it in a business group or like a public profile page, like how I have, and I think some of you might have that too, then you can actually not only be less centered where you could sell things. They actually have a new feature now in the Facebook business group. And what I mean by that is when you create a business page for Facebook where you can actually add pictures of your items and your services. Where that comes in benefit is a lot of times people are trying to drive people to their website, which is great. You want people to go to your website. But really, just to be honest, the purpose of a website these days is serving for if you're trying to get on a show, maybe as a speaker, or you're trying to sell something to someone and they need to see if you're legit. That's really what most people's websites are done for, because most people don't get as much traffic on their website. The other thing about a website that is great is, let's say Facebook or any of these other social media platforms ever shut down. That could totally happen. I haven't seen it happen yet, but it could. So where your website comes into play is you're really not a legitimate ministry, business, or anything if you don't have an email list. And so if you have something on your website that allows for people to subscribe to it, where you can send them, whether it's updates of events that you're having or whatever the case, that comes into play for your website is going to benefit you, because no matter if any of these things ever crash, you can always reach your audience because now you have created a whole email list. So as long as they have their email, you got them. Doesn't matter. All right, so let's go to the next question. And I'll get into the how to add words and symbols on your video. That's a little bit later. And we'll talk about that because I'm going to share. I'm actually going to do a screen share so you can see how I do some of that. All right, next question is, I would like to be able to do what you're doing now for a course I'm preparing. Can you give me a little more detail about what do you mean for a course? Are you trying to create a course yourself online? Like, give me a little bit more detail about that, Beverly. All right, next, how do I use the moving background while shooting a video? Okay, are you asking more so, Esther, are you asking more so how do you add a background to your video? Let me know if that's what you're particularly asking. That way I can know how to answer that question. And the other question was, how do I add individuals to my video? So that question, I need to know what you mean specifically. For instance, you can use another device to record people in a virtual studio. That's usually what I would do. I would use, you can use whatever. You can use Zoom, you can use StreamYard. I particularly like StreamYard because for their basic package is only $20 a month, which is nothing because you can do unlimited of everything in there. And you could actually record you and a guest if they're on separate screens or however you want to do it. And then you can download that video, which you have 15 days to download it. And you can do all your edits and everything like that to that video. That's the best way to do that particular thing, I would say. If you're going to do Zoom, you can do that too, but you would have to figure a way or put something on your video where you can crop out the word Zoom that I always see on people's videos that you don't really want to show. But there's a way, I'm sure, that you can do that as well. All right, next question is, yes, great. How long should the video be? All right, so this is a loaded question. How long should the video be? But I'll give you, depending on what you're doing for it. And we had a couple people who said they were doing different things. So I'm going to give you, Let me give you a couple things here. All right, I'll get to that in a second. Let me answer this first question about how long. All right, if you're creating a promotional video, for instance, I'll give you an example about this challenge. You saw a promotional video, it was short. It just gave a little bit so that people could see if this is something they wanted to learn or whatever. The max for a promotional video is 60 seconds. That's it. Nobody's not watching no long videos. Just 60 seconds for a promotional. So if you have a ministry, you have a business, you want to create something quick, just a 60-second video is going to do. Now, if you're using a video on your website, say maybe someone comes to your website and you have a video that welcomes them, or I don't know, maybe a video that's a free gift or something. I have something like that on my website. A max of the time that you want is maybe about 2 minutes for your website. Just 2 minutes is good. Now, back to, let's go to, I'm not for sure, Beverly, which you were actually talking about, but if you want to do a training, a course, or whatever the case, a good amount of time for a 1-day training course max will be 1 hour. I did that. I do some master classes. I do about an hour. One of them took about an hour 30. It depends on how you're going to do it. But yeah, for a training. But the average for most videos, 90 seconds to 2 minutes usually is what you're trying to do. All right, Esther, I will put a link below in the comment section so that you can actually have that for that. All right, this is good. Keep the questions coming because I definitely want to make sure I'm answering you guys' questions. All right, we're going to keep going. Let me put this down. All right. So the next question that you might want to ask is, what do I hope to gain from this video? Hopefully we're not just making videos, but we're actually hoping to gain something. We need to be able to be making something or doing something that this video is actually going to yield you, whether it's a client, money, whatever that it is, but you need to be doing something that you're gaining from this. Maybe are you trying to gain more followers? Are you trying to get in touch with the right people? I don't know. Whatever that it is, go ahead and write it in the comments if that's coming to you. What are you trying to gain from creating video? How does that benefit what you're doing now? And Esther, I'm going to post in the comment section this link, and you can take that link right there and you can sign up for a free account to StreamYard. This is what I like to use. It actually lets you customize the background. I think that's what you're asking. It lets you customize the background for your videos, whether it's one for your guests or no matter what it is, really. Okay. All right, let's continue with the questions. Hold on just a second. All right, next question. How will I measure the return of investment on this video? This is a good question because, like I said, we're not making videos because we're bored. We want to know when we put the time in to make a video that it's going to yield an investment for us. And we want to know what that's going to yield. So for instance, every video you make, if you get 3 clients, how much do you charge for your services? Let's say, for instance, you were doing a program and you charge, say a 2-month program where you charge $3,000, where you're doing a consultation and coaching. $3,000. Okay. So that's $1,500 per month. Well, 2 times, 2 payments of $1,500. So if you're going to calculate $3,000 from one client that you're going to be coaching over the next 2 months, then your yield times 3 would be $9,000 is what that video or videos would be worth that you're creating. Whether you're creating a series of videos, if it's for a training or the coaching or whatever that it is. The other thing to ask yourself is if you're going to automate this, maybe you're doing something, but you don't want to spend a lot of time. Maybe you want your time back. So you're going to create videos. So while you're doing the things that you love to do, you can also serve the people that you want to serve. And then you can use your other time to do more of the other types of coaching outside of the things that is standard for everybody that comes to see you as a coach. Maybe you would create the first 2 sessions on video, and then the other sessions are live, or whatever that you want to do. All right. Let's get to the next questions. Here we go. Okay. All right, here's some other questions I thought. Creating a video. Remember, the whole thing of video is for people to connect with you. It's to see, you want to make them feel something. Not everyone cares about what you say. They don't. But they do care about how they feel after they watch something. Think about it. One of your favorite movies that you love. You don't remember every single thing about that movie, but you remember how you felt after. You remember who you were with when you saw that movie. It created a memory for you. So you're doing these same things with video. So the next question I'd ask myself is, what emotions do I want to display in this video? And that plays to who is your audience, which we're going to be talking about that soon. Not yet, but we're going to be narrowing it down so you can figure out who your audience is, because that's really who you're creating the video for. And the type of emotions that you're displaying is going to attract your audience. For instance, if you're trying to attract a lot of people with high energy and just really motivated people, then you want to bring that to your video. If you're trying to captivate someone who's in ministry or people who are looking for the call of God on their life, then you're going to bring that emotion. Yes, there's emotion to that in that video, whatever that it is that you're going to do. All right. Next question is, if some of you will create videos not just by yourself, but maybe some of the videos you do will be with people in an interview. So in this type of video, you have to figure out what questions do you want to ask the interview subjects in the video so that you can get the most value out of it. I do a lot of that on my show, Shoney Talks Lifestyle. I come up with questions. I'll come up with about 5 questions is good, because you want to really be listening to the person who you're interviewing, and you can gauge them a little bit and ask questions from there. But I'll tell you, one time I had a guest, very serious, awesome guest, but very serious guest. And they gave me them bullet answers, it didn't go nowhere from there. So I, as the host, had to make sure I came prepared with other questions so I could keep the conversation going and I wouldn't lose my audience, which is very important because you don't want to hear crickets. All right. Last question for this, and I have about a total of 10 questions that I thought about, of things that I thought about in the beginning of what could take for video. All right, next one is, are there any visuals that I want to use in this video? Esther asked this question. She was talking about background. I might want a background to my video, or maybe you want to share something like how I'm sharing something right now. So you would prepare a presentation if you're sharing. This would be great too for you, Beverly. You were talking about a course or something that you were doing, the training. You would have these materials prepped before time that you would be sharing also with your audience. I think that would be great. All right. If anybody has any other questions, go ahead and post them below. But I'm going to give you my last 2 that I thought about when I was creating video. All right. This is important because after we put this work in and we've created this video, the next question that goes, where will I share this video? Or is this video for selling purposes only? So for instance, some of you might be selling some of your stuff on Amazon, which Amazon does take a little portion of what you're going to be selling. Maybe you're author, or maybe you're coming up with a course training, I don't know, whatever, and you want to sell it on Amazon, or maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to sell it on your website and keep 100% of the profits. So what comes in next is promotion. The good thing about video is once you do a video, you don't have to do it again. It's done. So now where the work comes in, unless you just hire somebody to do it, is promoting your video. So are you going to promote your video on Facebook? If it's something on Facebook or Instagram, I'll use, or YouTube, doesn't matter where. The key to that is paying attention to who's liking your video, who's watched your video, and you reach out to that person one-on-one, because it's from the big event, which is a video, that leads to the small encounters or customers, which is the follow-up. If you don't want to do that kind of work and you're like, I don't want to do follow-up, there are people out there that can do that for you. You would pay them, but they can do it for you. And they do the follow-up and all that types of stuff. And then you would just bank your money and just continue creating content. But you have to know if that's what you want to do. If you want to keep the money in pocket, or you don't have that right now to particularly do that part, you can do it yourself and begin to share your video, Facebook or Instagram. But I'll tell you this, right now on Facebook and Instagram, posts where you write stuff are not seen first. The first thing that's seen on Facebook is when you do a live. That's huge. You go on the live and maybe you talk about, you don't want to read the whole thing, but you just do a little promotion. Maybe you bring people on that have read your book or been in your program or been a part of your ministry, and they tell their story. What that does is that sells your product for you. You don't want to go online and go buy this, buy this, buy that. People don't like that. So if you go online and you interview people who have read your book or who have taken your program or whatever, or the other thing is, maybe I don't have time to go online. That I get it. So you create a video. You ask those who have taken your services, and you ask them to send you a promotional video. And you want to wait till, not now, but when I teach you how to shoot a video correctly, you send them that little dimensions that way they can shoot it correctly. And then they send it to you. And when we go over towards the end of the challenge, how to do these edits and things like that for your video, you can put that all together of all the testimonials that people have been saying about your services or anything. And you begin to make little short 60 seconds or 30 seconds, remember, promotional videos. And what they'll do is they'll drive business for you, and people that like it, or they'll get to see what you do. You can't assume that people know what you do, because they don't. They only know what they know. That could be anything. Your hair is nice. You look sharp. I don't know. You seem to be smart, but I really don't know what you do. I don't know. But so don't assume. Always get clear on what people really do know. All right. And I think we answered this last question. I had the same exact question. I think Esther asked, and I had the same exact question. How long do I want a video to be? And we already answered that. If it's a promotional, no longer than 60 seconds. It's a training, no longer than an hour. Nobody's really not going to pay attention to it after an hour, pretty much, maybe an hour 30 max. But any other video other than that, max of at least 2 minutes. And that's going to be my advice on that. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. All right, so those are just some questions that I thought about my own self, of what I had, particularly when I started creating video, because we don't want to waste our time. We want to be effective in what we're doing. And once throughout this challenge, you're going to actually be able to create your own videos, and it's going to be cool to get to see what you guys create. And I'll be critiquing, and I'll be giving feedback on what you have created. But the beauty of it is you get to create these videos. You don't have to buy any expensive equipment. You can use your phone, your laptop, or your computer. And the reason why is because, it's expensive to buy equipment. And just to be honest, phones are expensive too these days. Think about it. These days, what is it? Oh my goodness. I think these phones are over $1,000. So you've invested in your video equipment. If anything that you would invest in, and I said this in my other video, is maybe an LED light because you want good lighting. Good lighting make a video. Now, let me tell you, if you're watching the video and it's dark, you don't watch it no more because you can't even see it. So good lighting is great. And if you want to take an extra step, if you don't feel as though, if you feel as though your house has a lot of traffic, I do. I have 3 kids and they're always around. And who knows what my house going to look like sometimes. So I have this green screen behind me that helps. As a matter of fact, I'll show you what it looks like. I'll take my little background off really quick so you can see. I like the green screen that I have. See? I like the green screen that I have because it does not require work, and I did not want anything that my husband would have to do. I didn't want to depend on him for anything, okay? I wanted to be able to shoot a video, do what I have to do, and not worry about him. And this could go anywhere. This could go, anywhere. Behind your couch, in your living room, in your kitchen. It does not matter. This is so portable. I don't know what else to say. That's all I got to say about it. But you go to this link I'm putting below in my Amazon store, and it's the retractable one. Okay, it's the retractable one. It's in the category everything that influence. I'll type it. Everything that influencers need. There's 2 types. If you're not doing a video where you're moving around as much, they have a cheaper one where you can attach it to your chair. But I know some of you are doing stuff where you're moving around. Maybe you're doing a show and you're moving around a lot, so you need something with good coverage. Then I would suggest the one that I have, which it's really simple. Let me actually see if I can bring it up online for you right now so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see what it looks like. Let me do that. That will help you. Yeah, and if you already have a green screen, that's awesome. Put it to use. Put it to use. And sometimes you'll want to use it and sometimes you won't. Maybe you can create a cute set too where you already are. But if you feel like I said, it's traffic, or if you have a day where you're like, I don't have time to be cleaning this or doing this, then this solved the problem for you. All right, I'm going to share my screen really quick, and I'm going to show you the green screen that I have, and I'll show you the different ones available. So this is the green screen that I have right here. It comes like this. See this? It sits right on your floor. There's no work. And then you pull it up when you're ready and you pull it down, and that's it. And that's what I like. So for instance, see this girl here? This is her with her green screen, and this is her with her background. Look at that. Look like she outside, right? And she's not. Because guess what? During COVID and pandemic, we want to be places, but we can't. So here, look. Now she wanted to be outside with her car. Here she is. Now she wanted to be, I don't know what this place is. This looks like some historical place. She wanted to be here. So now she's here. Okay? It's worth every piece of money that you would ever pay for a green screen. I'll tell you that. It has just really been wonderful. All right. And then if you're not moving, you might find cheaper. I don't know. But this one has very good reviews. So I prefer this one. But I say if you get this one, you might as well just get the big one. Just saying. And it hooks to the back of your chair. See that? So if you have a chair around the house you're not really using, let's go ahead and do that. It's to the back of your chair there. See? She's sitting down, but see, she got her little background. See, her background looks like this, and nobody knows that, but this is really what she looked like. Magic? No, it's not magic, but it's funny. All right. Now I'll show you in my studio really quick. So what I like about StreamYard versus using a Zoom when you're doing green screen is Zoom's quality is not that great. I know, sorry, it's just not. And it actually, when you use on the computer for green screen, when you're using StreamYard, not an iPad does not work with StreamYard. It worked with Zoom, but the quality is not that clear in Zoom all the time. That's the only problem. All right, so now I'm going to show you me just flicking on different backgrounds so you can see what I'm doing. In StreamYard, I could be anywhere. I could be in my kitchen if I want, making something or whatever. Now, listen, if I was in my kitchen, I'd probably set the camera a little bit back and I'd have a nice little table or something in front of me with my food and everything and doing my thing. And I could be in any kitchen I want to be with the green screen, okay? If I want to be in the studio, now I probably would position this a little different, but if I want to sing in the studio, I could be doing that too. And you guys seen this before. I've been in my office several times. This is my virtual offices. So I'll go ahead and be in there anytime. And then this is one of the sets of one of the shows that I do called Life with the Sloans. And this is the background that I like to use particularly for that one. And the list goes on and on. It's unlimited pretty much. Also, you could choose another living room you want, or if you want to make your own banner. Say you want your own banner behind you, but you want your own words and, you know, have somebody do a nice logo for you or whatever, and you have your little banner behind you and you're doing your thing, looks good, and pick your colors and you have your thing going on. And if you don't, the thing about StreamYard too is if you don't want to be in the screen while everybody's watching you, they have another place, which I'll show you guys if that's what you want to do. Yes, it is StreamYard. You can go like this. So all I did was remove myself from the stream, but I had a background that was showing. So maybe sometimes when you're taping, you're doing a video and you want to start with just your logo or whatever, and then you want to pop yourself in the screen, you could do that. You could do so many things, however you want. It's not a wrong way to do it. You could really do whatever you want to do. All right, now I'm going to put back on my actual screen that I had on for today. Let me get it back. Which was nothing because I wanted my little green screen. All right. So I'm going to look back in here really quick to see if you guys had any other questions. So yeah, these are other things. Well, so the banner's easy because it's already in StreamYard. All you have to do is type whatever you want. I can change it up to anything that I want to change it to. I just create another banner. I'm just going to type, I call it tones. It's computer tones. And you can change it to whatever. See, I just changed it to nothing pretty much, but you can type whatever you want to type there and customize it and do all kinds of things. Also, if you want a look for your show that's different, because what I usually do, because I am a designer, what I usually do is I create a look for the show. So that's something, if you want something like that, that's one of the services that I do offer for, like, I do websites, a look for the show and all that type of stuff. You see people with like the fancy things around their show. If you want something like that, you could definitely talk to me more about that. Does it better? I think a Mac is great, but you can also, if you're going to use green screen, yes, a desktop would be better, or a laptop Mac. If you are not worried about any kind of background and you have a cute setup, if you have a cute setup in your house or your kitchen, you don't need a green screen. This is just a second option for if you feel like you have a lot of traffic going on and this is what you want. If you got a cute little background in your house or your kitchen already, all you need is your phone, because it's got everything that you need. So that's good. All right. So we're coming to an end of today's Q&A. But if there's any more questions, go ahead and type them really quick, and I'll look in the comment section so I can make sure I'm answering a lot of you guys' questions. And this has been very good. Make sure that you go back and you watch the video that I sent on today so you can get that first part. But everything, your house desktop doesn't work good for Zoom. Okay, well, I'll tell you this that I know about Zoom for real. Zoom has a video filter. Zoom has a video filter. Maybe if you guys want to use, well, what you guys could do is go ahead and put in the comment section, what are you going to be using to record your videos? Are you using Zoom or StreamYard? And I can give you some more guidance from there. That'll be, you know, what I can do. And I'll do that for you guys. I will show you some tricks. I'm not a Zoom fan. I'm not. I'm a StreamYard fan, but I know some tricks. And I'll show you some tricks if that's really what you want to do, where you can make your filter look better. Filter just means what it looks like to other people when they see you, that it looks clearer. But I already told you, disclaimer, I love StreamYard because it's just clearer. Outside of StreamYard, I like Restream, but I feel like why waste the money on Restream if you're not broadcasting to like 30 different places? If you're not really doing that, and just to be honest, most people are not on 30 different channels or places. They're really only on 5 pretty much platforms. So that's why I said StreamYard kind of gets what it needs to get done. So that's all. All right. Well, yes. Okay. And you want to learn how to do a little bit more for your video meetings. Is that what it is for your Zoom? And I think Zoom is great for meetings. That's what I use it for too. I use it for my meetings. I use it for if I want to conduct a live conference or something like that, where I want the interaction with people invited into it, into the event. So that was a good question, because this brings this up. With StreamYard, you're only, well, with one of the plans, you can have up to 10 guests. On the business plan that's up more, you can have more than 10 guests. I can't remember what the limit is. I wanted to say 20. I could be wrong. Maybe 15, something like that. But on Zoom, don't quote me, but I think it's 300 or 100 or something, 100 participants, 300 participants, something like that. You can have in your actual video. The only problem with that, what I've seen with Zoom, and I'm thinking about actually doing something for this, is teaching people how to be Zoom moderators, which might be one of my challenges coming up, because I've been in some Zoom meetings that are horrible, where it's people talking all over the place and they don't have any structure. And so that's a whole nother challenge. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying this particular challenge. And this is only the first day, so we have a lot of things to cover, but we're going to get it done. And I'm excited for you guys. So that will be what we're doing today. You said you do Facebook Live, but we'll check out stream. Yeah, so Facebook Live, the only thing with the Facebook Live is, listen, you don't like this. Guess what? I'm not doing this from Facebook Live today. How many of you didn't know that? Come on, give me some hearts if you didn't know that I'm not doing this from Facebook Live right now. Come on, throw it up if you didn't know. Did you not know? Did you know? I am actually in StreamYard right now. I'm in StreamYard right now because I set up what's called a custom streaming link. That's a whole nother challenge. We're not going to get into that because this is not really about lives. This is more about creating video. But I set up a custom streaming where I was able to come into this live with my own look through Facebook Live. That's what I did. Tricks. I told you I got some tricks. So if that's something that you're interested in, like I said, I'll be having a challenge coming up. Not this time. We're going to finish out this challenge, but I'll be having another challenge coming up in the future months. And I'm going to be teaching some things like Zoom moderation. I'm going to be teaching about how to create certain things like your own links and things. If that's something you want to do with lives, that's totally different. Because with lives, I feel like you have to be more prepared for those. And yeah, that'll be awesome too. So yes, so I'm not in Facebook Live right now. I can see everything you guys are saying in the Facebook Live, but I'm actually in what's called StreamYard, which I told you. And I'm in StreamYard via Facebook Studio. That's where I am. So yeah, and I can make it specific to a group or a page. So that's why you guys are in here. And this is where you guys will meet every time for 5 p.m. when we do this live, because it is private, because you guys paid to come into this event and it's not for nobody else. So you guys get this privately, and it's gonna be awesome. All right. All right. Well, I will see you guys on tomorrow. Yeah, well, yep. That'll be another challenge that's coming up. But right now we're going to do video. So it's going to be good. And this is good because when we're doing the video, you can actually put your videos in StreamYard. Here, look, I'll show you. I'm going to show you a video that I always use. You can put up to a 5-minute video in StreamYard. And you guys have seen this before. All right. See? So, because you want that professionalism. So listen, we got to create these videos first, because then it takes everything else that you're doing to the next level. Say you want to guest on your show. Say you have a show and you want to guest on your show, but they can't be there. And you got to do a little snippet, a little 5-minute snippet, a 2-minute snippet of them doing something, and you can show them still being there even though they couldn't be there. There's so many things you can do. So yeah, we have to get this video piece down. That's why this is called the 5-day video challenge, because it's going to teach you how to do everything you need to do. And then when you do that, even if you say you have a guest and they can't show up, you could book a recording with that guest. Take a 5-minute reel, just a short thing. Maybe they're doing something. Maybe they're answering simple question or 2 question or whatever. Lives don't have to be long. You can have some video element in there. Maybe you want to do commercials. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But you want it to be able to be available to you. Boom, right there, so that it shows nice and seamless to you. Okay? So let's get this video piece here, and then stay tuned for other things. All right? So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next time. Love you guys. And don't forget to check your email. And then tomorrow's post will post way before 5 p.m. So you'll get to see it when it posts. It'll notify you. And then I'll see you back 5 p.m. Bring any questions that you might have about anything that you learned in the video or anything that came up. And we'll talk about that next time. All right. Bye.